I literally forgot I was doing this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So I have a nice stream for everyone. Let's talk about Zagzi. So according to Bild, or reports came out of Bild that Zagzi's lazy. Bild were basically saying that Zagzi wasn't looking motivated in training, and Joshua Zagzi, Zek Dutch goat. Let's try it. Let's do this in the chat because that usually. Let's ask Streamlabs what they think about Zagzi. But Bild came out saying that Zagzi was lazy, he looked uninterested, unmotivated. Unmotivated. That's what they were saying. That's not my words, that's Bild. So, what does Zagzi say? So Zagzi hits back at Bild. He said that I thought it was a bit too much unnecessary. Everyone has a training in which they score less goals. Do I have to keep walking around with a happy face? Hey, very nice from the kid. And something else that I have to commend Zagzi for, he said this. On the other hand, that motivates me even more. On the other hand, I think let it go. As long as coaches and fellow players believe in me, that is the most important thing. I will continue to work for that. Look, that's all I need, man. I don't know what happened. I haven't even read the stories from Bild. I could care less. I didn't even know Bild existed. They only exist when it comes to transfers. That's what Bild exists. I don't care about their agenda with Thiago and these little things here and there. But yeah, it's so annoying to see this happen with so many players. The same thing happened to Davies apparently, where Bild came out and said Alphonso Davies didn't look impressive in training. What do you mean? How are you? That's what. Are you the coach? Are you Hansi Flick? Are you at the time Niko Kovac? You know what? Are you Bayern's hierarchy? Are you Hassan Salamander, who was tasked to scout him and get him? You're not this guy. So if Zagzi came on, scored 3 goals three goals and 3 touches, then he's doing what he was brought on to do. So I don't know, man. So many of these sources, I hate them so much. I really do. I hate the news, man. It's so annoying how players can't get a break. We talk about how players, they get paid money, but no one thinks about these players and their feelings. Like, you're getting criticized constantly. Your family is getting attacked. I mean, come on. Bild have made this hate for Thiago so personal, and I don't understand it. Well, not Bild. A lot of German media. They've made... they single out these players, and Alphonso Davies proved them wrong after they said Davies didn't look impressive in training. How do you know they're not impressing the coach or manager? How are you're a reporter, you're not a manager. No, if you were a manager, you would have a UEFA A license, pro license, and you would have lots of influence. He's a kid, it's okay if he behaves immature. I mean, I don't think I think there's a lot of these stories that come out. What's up, Porter? There's a lot of these stories that come out where it's always like similar types of players, Do you think Lewandowski's walking around with a happy face? Because Lewandowski, I bet you Lewandowski, he may score 2 goals, but he probably goes at himself really hard if he had a huge chance at maybe the end of something and didn't score. So for me, I think that so many news, especially, they're starting to question his mentality. That's what they love pushing these agendas because they bring clicks. That's the thing. For example, Paul Pogba, Manchester United. Actually, just think about it. Every Mourinho player he doesn't like. Even Pep Guardiola players. Think about Sané. There's a lot of the reports about Sané's mentality. Why is that not an issue? Why wasn't it an issue with Schalke? But there's all these players that a certain manager doesn't like are touted to have mentality issues. I don't know why. And it's the media that pushes it so easily. For example, Pogba, Jose Mourinho. Mourinho leaves, Pogba's bagging in goals left, right, and center. But people talk about the mentality of the player. I don't understand it. It is so stupid. The mentality. What does a mentality mean? What does it even mean anymore? You could just say it to anyone. Oh, you lost. Oh, you got angry because you didn't score. You have a mentality issue. You have an attitude problem. Oh my God, an attitude problem. I hate that word too. Attitude. You know what attitude means? Attitude means, imagine you're talking with a girl and, you try to ask her out. You're like, oh, sup, let's go out. She's like, oh my God, you're hideous, and that's an attitude. But an attitude isn't a player getting angry over not scoring a hat trick when they scored a brace. That's what an attitude. That's not an attitude problem. So many players, I feel bad for them because the media just loves doing this. It loves coming at players for no reason. Thiago has been criticized. Maybe because, he didn't make that one brilliant pass in a big game, right? And maybe he didn't carry the midfield enough, right? Always criticized, especially, I'm not going to lie, foreign players. A lot of foreign players get this criticism. Renato Sanchez, for example. I guarantee you all the kid wanted to do was play games. I don't know Renato Sanchez, but I guarantee you this. All he wanted to do was play a game. He wanted to start. He wanted the manager to have a little bit of faith in him, to not send him on loan to Swansea. I bet you that's all Renato Sanchez wanted. But then, because he didn't get it and he looked a bit angry, annoyed, guess what the reports were the next day? Attitude problem. And this isn't even a thing in only Germany. It's a thing in Italy. For example, a player who's not Italian might have a problem. And the next day, there's 20 billion reports about how they have a mentality or an attitude problem because they wanted to play more games, which is so stupid because it's their livelihood, it's their career. You want to make the best out of your short footballing career. Think about it. So many times, even Lewandowski's been criticized. I don't think it's a problem with just. I think it's every country has its selective problems. We all find different problems to hit at players that we don't like. For example, I mean, you have to look at it for what it is. Countries have. Germany has the same thing that England has. English players, for example, Pogba. Pogba's one of the best Premier League players, but one little thing, he has a mentality issue. And in the Premier League, they're doing it to Sane. They're saying he has a mentality issue because he's foreign. And maybe they don't understand him. I don't know, man. So many players are touted to have these mentality issues that I just don't understand it. I don't. So we had Renato Sanchez. We've had so many players, who haven't been German or because Bayern's based in Germany. And it's the news feeds the audience, doesn't it? So, and the fans eat it up, and the fans learn to despise the player. I don't know, man. So much media, so much stupidity is going on. How are you gonna come out and say an 18-year-old didn't impress in training? Good news, DFL slated to start June 7th in the final DFB Cup, and the final on July 4th. I probably won't be watching on July 4th if I'm being honest. I got America Day. All right. Well, I love 4th of July. I always go out and I have a good time. So the DFL can relax. I have things to do on that day, dependent on what time it is. Because if it's in the morning, then it makes sense. But if the final is like way later in the day, like 1, I'm going out. I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna go meet up with friends and just have fun. And remember why and how America started and the struggles America's been through to get to where it is now. But for me, man, I'm annoyed. I don't like it, man. I don't like how these players are getting criticized week in, week out for no reason by these associations. What they want is clicks at the end of the day. Saying Zagzi scores less goals in training isn't as cool as putting Joshua Zagzi unmotivated in training, looking, you know what I mean? Or Joshua Zagzi not impressive in training, or Joshua Zagzi not working hard enough in training. That's gonna get more clicks than Zagzi scoring no less goals, And Zagzi said it here that when you score less goals in training, you're not supposed to go around with a happy face. That's what I like about that kid, man. Just saying it for what it is, because if you've played football, I've had a training session where I'm like, oh, that was crap. I could have made this tackle. I could have made this pass. I saw this pass but didn't do it. I could have made this little dribble. I could have touched the ball like this and that. And I'm not happy about it. But someone else might be happy about what I've seen my teammates play, and they've been absolutely crap. And they're happy with what they got. And I don't know. I don't understand it. So it's always good for players to criticize themselves. to look in their own game. And if he's sad about not scoring all the goals he should have scored, then that's exactly what, that's the mentality I want. I bet you Lewandowski's crying every single night he doesn't score a hat trick, even when there's no matches. I bet you he's crying. I know. What man? She's Polish, isn't she? So it's Polski. They speak Polski. So I don't know. All right. What's up, Spidey? German third Bundesliga slated to start May 26th, 27th. Hopefully they say. I don't care. What is it with why aren't they starting it all at the same time? Maybe it's just too much for the DFL to take on. Zagzy's a good player, hardworking, always wants to score, but don't forget about Arp. I don't see why we got App. I don't know. Where is this App guy? Jean Fita. I don't know. Fite. I can't say his name. Jean App. I don't know why we got him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the thing that we saw in him. 15 million. He's basically become a meme for us to say he's best striker of all time. Better than Gerd Muller. I don't know, man. Where's his app? Maybe he's like one of those projects that no one sees now. But at least with like players like Gnabry, we knew him. We understood what we were getting. Maybe App is brought in as a second Bundesliga player. Because I don't know, man. I just don't see it. The guy is 20 years old. He's 20. People forget he's 20 years old now. And he's been injured. He's scored one goal for us. Actually, he hasn't played a single game this season because he's been injured. But in the second team, he only has 2 goals and 1 assist in 7 matches. If you're going to be a striker for Bayern, I bet you Lewandowski is scoring 20 goals in 1 game in Bundesliga 3. In Liga 3, my bad. Someone correct me. I don't see it with App, man. I don't get it. I read that. He's promising, trust me, just the injury messed him up. I don't know, man. I don't see it. How do you, if you're going to be promising, at least, and you're 20 years old, you're coming from Hamburg, he didn't even, was he even playing at Hamburg? This guy didn't play that many games. You know how much money we spent on him? 3 million. Oh, I thought it was 15 million. I could have sworn it was like 10, 15 million. We only spent 3.3 million for him. So, I don't know. Grow up through the came up from the Hamburg system. Maybe it's like some gem that I just don't know about. Maybe he has something in his game that we just need. But for me, Zagzy has actually shown me something. Even in the international tournament, App did not look, he didn't look good. Joshua Zagzy is amazing, man. He's amazing. The way he plays. Can someone tell me why the Bundesliga has a rule on players' ages? Zagzy has that Nigerian blood. He also has that Dutch blood. Oh, you just know he's going to be the next George. Who's he going to be? JJ Kocha. Look, for me, I think that we'll get more out of Zagzy than App. I don't understand what we're seeing from App that we got him. I don't know. So Zagzy he has another 2 years left in his contract. That's what I was thinking about. Can't wait for Dortmund this Saturday. Yeah, we'll be doing a match watch along on Dortmund versus Schalke. Hopefully Schalke absolutely slap a bruise at Dortmund. I really hope that's the case, because I just want to see Dortmund lose, if I'm being honest. But it's in about 5 days, isn't it? I can't wait. It's a normal match for me to watch. I forget. I've watched one match that was played behind closed doors, a Europa League match. It was okay, and I don't think it's gonna be that different. But hopefully it doesn't. They're trying to practice social distancing on the bench. Good for them, but come on, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Social distancing on the bench, man. You're not gonna play on the pitch? I don't understand it. You want your teammates to bond. I don't know. Let's see. The Bundesliga is gonna return. Hopefully this means that I think there's gonna be 5 substitutions. You can correct me if I'm wrong. 5 substitutions per team, which is a lot for 90 minutes. I mean, going from 3 substitutions to 5 subs is gonna be different, because you can literally sub off half your squad. Zagzy has the potential to be world class. Well, Bill, they're calling him lazy, and it's another thing where a player is just doing their thing, and then a newspaper just comes out and calls them lazy or having mentality problems. So many players get this, especially foreign players in a different country. Zagzi happens to be Dutch. He happens to not look like a normal German man. They've done it with Davies. The Build have done the same thing with Davies. They've said Davies didn't impress in training. They've done it. Italian newspapers do it. It's just different countries have different ways of, making people feel more different. I don't know. And I'm not trying to bring anything else into it, but Build said the same thing about Davies, and Davies is where he is now. I don't know. Let's reach 10 likes on the video, everyone. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to like my own video. Yeah, I'm going to like my own video. Just to get it started. But we are currently on 10 likes now because I liked it. Premier League returns on June, as they said. I don't care about the Premier League, to be honest. You know what? This is good for the Bundesliga because the hype is on the Bundesliga now. But I don't like the fact that see, that's why I wanted the Bundesliga to return 2 days ago, the 9th. Because you know what would have happened? The Premier League would have had a whole month to wait. Now it's only 15 days. I don't like that. I hate it. I hate the fact that the attention isn't going to be only on the Bundesliga until it finishes. But this is good because you're going to still get all these Premier League fans watching the Bundesliga. But it annoys me the most because they have a date when they return. You know what? I think it will be postponed. There's no way England, with all the deaths they have and the overloading in their system, actually return and actually come out first. That pissed me off. I mean, they have 223,000 cases. They're constantly increasing in the number of cases and increasing the number of... Surely England isn't going to let their league return when Germany's handled it extremely well and deserve to come back first. I think the Premier League should just be cancelled. That would make me incredibly happy. I mean, there's been, 4.1 million cases of the coronavirus. Why does Russia have 221,000 cases? When did Russia just decide to get coronavirus cases? I don't know, man. A lot of countries have just come out of this. For example, I mean, Germany's pretty much they've just owned this. Germany is slowly gaining cases, but they have a huge chunk of recoveries. Turkey did well with this. France is barely, I mean, if France has 26,000 deaths from 139,000 cases, England has almost twice the amount of cases and way more deaths. They should definitely get their league voided. Build has agendas against players. Yeah, I think it's just foreign players. They had it against Davies. They said Davies wasn't impressing in training. It's not just Build. It's the German media in general. You go to England, the English media has agendas against foreign players. You go to Italy, the Italian media has agendas against foreign players, right? There was literally stories about how Koulibaly was this and that because the guy that was pissed off that they were chanting racist things. And I'm not even trying to bring race into it, but it does have a factor to play. There is a reason why so many players... We're back in June. I hate it. No, it's definitely gonna get postponed. There's no way England are gonna come back in June. Nah, maybe June, way later into June. But someone was telling me June 1st. I'm like, where? How does that make any damn sense? Considering how badly England has handled this. Yeah, and the love Kimmich and they'll obviously always love the German players, but they'll never show that same level of. It's the same thing to Ham. Hammers Coutinho now. They don't like Coutinho either. I'm not saying it's a racist, but it is. It is. It's the bias. We all have bias. Maybe they just want to keep this notion that only German players can work in Germany or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. Leon Dejaku, Laz Lucas Mai, Saprit Singh, Joshua Zagzi, and Oliver Mai Batista. Players that are very promising and need to get a chance or be loaned. Yeah, if they haven't... Zagzi's the only one that actually will get a chance. He'll actually be in the first team. What's up, Edward? Edwin, actually. Zagzy is the only one of those youngsters that's actually gotten a real chance. But at the same time, Zagzy hasn't gotten that many minutes. People think Zagzy's played games, but he got a few minutes off the bench, scored a winning goal twice for us before the winter break, and then he came back. Didn't really get in the team that much. I thought he was gonna get subbed on more, maybe for Muller or something. But if you think about it, Lewandowski's gonna want to play every single game. And then Lewa got injured. When then Zagzy played against Hoffenheim for his first Bundesliga start, the kid looked excited. He looked nervous, excited, and then he went on and scored. Played kind of average in that game. We didn't see much of Zagzy. So I think over time we're going to see a lot more of Joshua Zagzy, especially now that we're returning. Maybe we won't just stick Lewandowski in for the whole 90 minutes. Maybe for 70 minutes. Zagzy plays for 30, 20 minutes. I want to see this. I do want to see this. I don't think these young forwards for Lewandowski is going to be our future forward. Lewandowski is going to be our future forward for a good 4 years. The guy's body, he's gotten better in terms of his output since he hit 28 years old. This guy's literally gotten better. He's in his best season. He's on course to hit his best season tally of all time. So why was Zagzy criticized? So basically, Bild came out. If you're joining the stream late, Bild claimed that he was unmotivated in training, which is another. Why? Why a young guy? But Zagzy came out and basically said, you know what? I scored less goals than I usually do, and I was pissed off and I was angry. I was unmotivated. And then he said he didn't care about what Bild were saying, that the most important information he needed to be soaking in was the ones from his teammate and from fellow players. So for me, that's enough for me to say that, you know what, Bild is wrong once again, and Zagzy is right, and our players right. So I'm just so annoyed at all these big news outlets. I think they can just do anything. But let me know what you thought. He doesn't look scared. Yeah, Lewandowski's not gonna get. He's not gonna decline anytime soon. I just don't see it. People think because of FIFA has this thing where everyone thinks that once a player hits like 30, they start declining. That's not the thing. Lewandowski's not gonna decline. He hasn't declined actually since he's at 28. This guy Lewandowski has gotten better since he got older. Like, you know what? That's crazy for me to think about. So, look, what did everyone think about the Premier League and Bundesliga combined 11? There were a few surprises in there, and there's things that I said that maybe someone didn't agree with. So what does everyone think about that? I don't trust. On the young boy. I don't see trust on the young boy. Okay, he's still young. Yeah, he's still young. So many. It's not just young though. They did it to Davies. They love doing this. The media. I'm telling you, it's either just a we don't like foreigners agenda, or we just don't like. I think we don't like foreigners because Thiago got it. Coutinho is getting a little bit of it, right? And oh God, why do you think they push so much? They love pushing agendas, right? They love it. They love pushing the anti-foreign. Every single country in Europe does it in one form or another. Italy, how is the Italian league gonna come out with anti-racism things? And it's just monkeys and paintings. What is that supposed to do? Like, I don't know, man. Each league has its problems. It's usually the media that loves fueling the problem, because the media needs clicks. They need stories, and they do it by isolating the players that it's easier to do it with, and those are foreign players. They know that they cannot criticize. Bild will never criticize Thomas Muller. They will never do it because Muller literally owns Germany. He's the CEO of Germany. So if they criticize Muller, they better know that half their viewers are gonna go away. But if they criticize a foreign player who's an outsider to the country and only plays for the club, wasn't born there, what do you think of Davies? What do you think Davies goes for right now? At least 100 million. I don't think we'd sell Davies at all. Even I wouldn't even consider what he's worth. You were surprisingly underrating Muller, plus you were criticizing Salah too much. I wasn't underrating Muller. I just said De Bruyne as a footballer is better than Muller, and he's been having a more influential season overall. Muller didn't play that well towards the beginning of the season. He wasn't playing at that many games. So I wasn't trying to underrate Thomas Muller in that combined 11. But Muller's one of my favorite players in the world. He's one of the huge reasons why I have so much passion for this club, watching him have all that passion. But for me, De Bruyne this season has been better. Not overall, because overall in the career, Muller's been a better player. But this season, De Bruyne started in August, and he's been consistent, hasn't gotten injuries, and he's been in the City team. He's been carrying Man City to where they are now. So maybe that's why. I'm not putting Muller down. I'm just saying Muller hasn't been playing well. Or he hadn't been. The season, we know, back a few months ago, we thought Muller was going to leave because it looked so clear. 6 months ago, Muller wasn't, the best cam in the world. We thought he was going to leave. But De Bruyne was still slapping teams up left, right, and center. And he was scoring goals against, some tough opposition. I don't know. I just think that Kevin De Bruyne as a player, it has been better this season than Thomas Muller, because Muller's just only been good, and our entire team has only been really good. Which is why I didn't put so many of our players in there. I didn't put Alaba in there because he hasn't been playing that well. No one's. I wouldn't say any, but only Davies and Thiago and all the players. Davies is improving in the big leagues. Yeah, that would explain why he's pocketed some of the best players in the world. That's a very weird point. 100 million. No, he's not worth. We're not putting any price tags on Davies. In fact, I'm going to show you exactly how much he's worth. Let's see. I'm going to show you what. I can't be bothered. I don't care. Muller wasn't in the right system in Convex Rain, and yeah, I will factor that in. But at the same time, De Bruyne was in the right system and he was doing it, and I'm not gonna say that to I would if it was my choice, and if I wasn't being objective and I was being very biased, I would just put all Bayern players in there. I would even try and put Kimmich a right back just because I can. But it's all based off this season, and I think I did it. I don't know. Muller has done better than KDB this season. Part of the reason he's not been playing well. Still has done so well. Well, yeah, we've been playing better overall. I mean, look, I'm not saying Muller hasn't done it. I'm just saying the season didn't start in November for us. It started in August for everyone else too. So De Bruyne has been more consistent, and he's also just carried Man City, a crappier Man City team. De Bruyne has been the reason they've won so many games. I think that each year Lewa seems to be evolving. Yeah, he's getting a lot more assists, which is crazy because he never really used to do it. He would just, be the scorer, but now he's literally the one giving assists, and that's what we need. Lewandowski has gotten better. You're right about that. He destroyed Chelsea. Yes, he did. I would never sell Davies. The most underrated player in the Prem is Kovacic. I don't think it's Kovacic. I think he's just he's a good player, but he doesn't. I'm not putting him in my midfield if I'm manager. He's too one dimensional. I think he can dribble, carry the ball to the back, but he's just so not me type of a player. I want my big, quintessential technical. Maybe, I don't know. I don't watch the Premier League as much as maybe I should, but I don't care. I don't watch Chelsea on a regular basis. I bet you if I ask my friends who are Premier League fans in real life, they'd probably tell. I mean, I do have a friend who's a Chelsea fan. He actually supports Chelsea, and he actually watches every single game, unlike most Americans who support a club who only watch like Champions League semifinals. Yeah, this guy would probably put Kovacic, but I'm not. I would never put Kovacic in my team. I just don't see it, man. There's so many midfielders. Yeah, I would put Kimmich in there, right? Read all post. I can't do that. That would never happen. That would never. That can't happen because there's more. there's a lot. I have to do it by whichever one I see. Yeah, man. I just think that this media thing, especially the German media, and each country has its own flaws. I understand that, but so many countries, it's I don't know if it's a race issue or just a nationalism issue, or just our country's better than yours, or we just want our players to succeed. But Kimmich, Müller, Neuer, they'll never get the criticism from the German media as Lewandowski might. Lewa's been criticized by all these for not being. Thiago, obviously, we all know the Thiago agenda, right? Seems like Alaba has never really been criticized, but you had Davies who was criticized. So many players have been criticized, and I think it is some sort of not nationalism type of thing, but it is our country is better than yours, our players are better than yours, so let's promote them. When Sané comes, Gnabry doesn't get the criticism because why? He's German, and Sané won't get that kind of treatment. They'll get the push up. Why do you think Bill pushed so hard? Even though we're obviously linked to Sané, but I'm sure the entire German football is pushing for Sané to return back because he's German and he's one of the best wingers in the world. I don't know, man. I can anyone try to explain it to me, man? Try to explain it to me because, I mean, here in the U.S., a lot of Europeans always tell me the U.S. Americans are so stuck up in they're so so patriotic. I guess that would be the word, patriotic, and care about their country a lot. We do care about our country, and it's a great country. It's the best country in the world. Yeah, it's the most powerful country in the world. But I don't think Americans actually are as biased as I would say with Europeans. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like Europe is just weird, especially with football. Football is just a reflection of actual life. All right, let's read these comments. Any opinion on Boateng has really improved a lot. You see, there's a lot of people that will tell you Boateng should stay and he should stay an extra year. But what's the point of this keeping players that we know we shouldn't be keeping? We should sell. Boateng playing now should be the exact reason we sell him, because we should just let go of him. Ronaldo was playing well for Real Madrid. They said, you know what? You're getting kind of old, man. Go away. And they gave him off to Juventus for 80 million. And even though they're not as great now, and people associate it and say Ronaldo, no Ronaldo, no party, whatever they say, Real Madrid still made a ruthless decision because that's what a ruthless club does. So we should get rid of Boateng. James and Coutinho get criticized because German media loves Muller and they play the same position. It is true. If we're being honest, it's true. Boateng should go. Good point. I think we should be ruthless to everyone. When do you ever see the German media criticize Boateng? When do you ever see, or when do you see? But they'll criticize someone who's not. You don't see them criticize the people that are born in Germany. You don't see that. It's just always the outsiders. That was the best striker in the world, and they say Harry Kane is better. That by far. Yeah, rubbish. Yes. I think Lewandowski doesn't get as much because he just shuts you up every single week. He shuts you up. I'm tired of this. I think that the world is clearly just so biased against its own self. I think we're so biased. I have a lot of biases on my own. I genuinely have opinions where I'm like, I don't know why I got that opinion, but I have them. And there's so many of these things all over the place. I think we just need to get better. Boateng gets criticized a lot. I mean, I don't know, man. Might just be a race thing either. I don't know. Kimmich never gets criticized. I mean, has no one... Imagine if Alaba... Actually, Alaba doesn't get that much. I don't know. He's Austrian. He's fine. He's like a... He's kind of just a... He keeps to himself. It's usually the social media players too. James had this social media platform, and they don't like that, do they? Especially the media. It's just about getting views, yeah. Whichever name is going to get you the most clicks. If you put Alaba in a negative light, I think, the harshest... I think there's different players that, fans love that you cannot criticize. You can't criticize Kimmich because if Kimmich had a bad performance, it's Kimmich, right? You can't. Ozil, Materazzi, he got criticized quite a lot. Sané got criticized for mentality issues, mainly from the British press, right? Again, he's a foreigner. Werner has not been criticized, even though he twerks around for Liverpool all the time. But when he leaves, he's gonna get criticized by the British media. It's our thing is better than your thing, our country is better than yours, and our players are better than yours. Our league is better than yours. So we're gonna criticize your players. Gundogan got criticized. I don't know, man. If Leo was English, he'd be the best in the world. And that's true. If he played in La Liga too. If Lewandowski moved to Real Madrid, he would be the best. He would have won the Ballon d'Or. He would have won the Ballon d'Or in 2018 if he put up the numbers. That's the thing. If he won the Champions League as Real Madrid did with Real Madrid, he would have won the Ballon d'Or. And even if he didn't, he would be in the top 3 every single year. It would be probably Messi, Ronaldo, Lewandowski. But because he plays, for Bayern, and if you think about it, France football is so biased. Why is Kylian Mbappe even in the top 10? He got higher than Lewandowski, didn't he, Mbappe? Oh, so many things, man. So many players. So many dumb things in football. There's just too much, man. Like, I'm not someone who's gonna victimize themselves because I couldn't care less. I don't get offended by anything. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not sensitive, but there is a lot of bias, especially in football. There's too much nationalism, and it's just we're better than you, and it's driving me crazy every time. What do you think about the Manchester City's YouTube channel? In my opinion, they're the best club in marketing for new fans. Man City just buy subscribers. They buy everything, don't they? They just have all this money. But you know what? Now I want to check it out. Now I'm going to type it. But yeah, let's shout out the channel. We're doing the 500 subscriber giveaway, man. I can't wait for that. We're going to hit 500 subscribers. It's just a matter of when. But we're trying to hit 350 subscribers by the end of the day. So, how did they have 2.48 million? I don't know. Bro, they also, look, on the City channel, they have Kevin Hart, KSI. They have all these popular people. And it's just annoying, man, because they know how to get Kevin Hart, just having Kevin Hart in that. People tell me America's this, America's that. You're all weird too. You just do it in different ways. You're all incredibly, nationalistic. You're all about our country, It's in the U.S. is probably the most diverse, most perfectly aligned country in the world. You probably hear stories of someone shot, black person shot, white cop. Bro, I don't know where that happens. Like, that's how crazy it is. It's such a big country that there's just one story could get highlighted to everyone. What's your by the way? What do you mean by the way? City are not a club for a business, or not a club but a business. No, actually, no. City are a club. That's the thing. That's the problem. They're a club that have a lot of, they got backed. they have a lot of money, right? But they make very smart decisions. Man United are a business. Like they only care about like the club that has the highest sponsorships but doesn't perform as well as Manchester United. They have all the fan base and all this. You know what I mean? City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, you would think would have all this money, but Man United kids sell more. They know how to make business. They know how to make brand deals. They get the most money out of their sponsors. They're not a football. France never backed Ribéry. He should have got Ballon d'Or 2013. Yeah. What is your name? Oh, it's George. So I don't know. You know what? You can just call me BayernNow. That's the name of the channel, isn't it? Oh God. Yeah. So like I was saying, City aren't like they just make everything. They're smart, and you don't have to like it, but you have to respect it. I don't like. What am I? You know what I mean by respect it. You have to look at it for what it is. They've done very well to get 2.48 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. They've clearly done something right. They brought YouTubers, they brought people and paid them probably millions just to be in videos with City players. That garners attention. And I wish Bayern would do that sometimes, but we don't. We really don't. Man City have always great videos for their fans. I just think Bayern should do the same. Social media is a spot for marketing. We'd love to see more behind the scenes of Bayern. No, there's Bayern's channel does very well, but the videos for me, they're not as frequent, but they do very well. And yeah, that's it. The Bayern channel is good. I don't know. Social media is just is good for advertising. It's really good because I mean, you're not going to be holding a sign saying come come to my barber shop or come to this shop at this, and no one reads signs anymore, but people are on their phones. So that's where you have to get yourself going. We have to move with times ourselves. Bayern's is a known giant. Cities like Clippers, we're like Lakers. I know the basketball teams, but I don't know how they're related. I mean, they both in LA, but I mean, I don't really follow basketball as much. I just don't care. No, Lakers. You know what? I don't know how LeBron James has decided. I'm gonna be a club hoe, team hoe. He went from. And Lewandowski's. No, they're not. They're sick. I kind of like it. I enjoy it because I have a TikTok. Now, no one will ever know what it is. Actually, you can find it out, but I hope you don't. I have a TikTok, and it has a few thousand followers. Don't tell anyone. They're created by billionaires just for fun. They're not going to help their fans. There's no atmosphere. Look, we can talk about how City have no fans as much as we like, but in a few years, when they've almost just solidified themselves as one of England's most recently historic clubs, people are gonna become fans. You're already seeing it. Their followership is constantly moving up. They've starting to fill up their stadium. As it sounds crazy to say, people are actually starting to go to City games. Like, I'm sorry, they actually fill up their stadiums at times. Not every game, right? An FA Cup game, they'll have like 20,000 seats empty because no one will care. City fans only care about finals. But they're actually starting to get a little bit more, a little bit arrogant, and they're starting to just have a little bit of more. I think Leipzig is going to have the same thing. You're going to start to know, oh, damn, Leipzig, they have a nice little atmosphere. Where is this atmosphere coming? They'll win a DFB Pokal, and you're like, holy crap. They're starting to do a little bit, wow. You're just going to watch, man. We're going to watch Leipzig become one of the best teams in the world in front of our eyes if we don't do anything. And you know what? It wouldn't be bad because I want to see Dortmund, Leipzig, Bayern, and Mönchengladbach or Bayer Leverkusen, whoever the top four are. It's usually the fourth spot is so rotational. They have the youngsters. Bayern Munich should get the youth hearts. It's fine. Youngsters, look, it's important to grow the youngster, but you have to realize not every young player is actually good. There's a lot of young players that just aren't good enough. But you know what I mean? I've seen young players. You got Freddie Abu, who was from New York, man. This guy was supposed to be the next big thing. And he flopped. Flopped harder than a freaking fish. There's a lot of players that were supposed to be one thing but didn't end up doing it. Having American talent it's a good business because think about it. I've analyzed this before on stream. A lot of Premier League or these people that say support your local team. First of all, your team would not be anything without the American market, without the world market, without people from different countries choosing to support it. Because if you think about it, each team is a brand. Bayern Munich is a brand. If Bayern Munich did not have the supporters that it had from different countries, it would not be what it is. Why do you think Bayern Munich travel here thousands of miles, hundreds of miles from Germany on a plane, land in Dallas, Texas, land in Denver, where they did land, but I couldn't go to that game because I was in Texas at that time, and they land over here. Why do you think they do that? Because they understand where the market is. Why do you think Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool all come over here? Dortmund all come over here to because they understand where the market is. The most important market for football is the American market because we spend the most money on sports. We have the most money to spend on sports. We get a lot more. We spend more money like crazy. In Germany, I'm guessing you get taxed half your money. Here, it's not that. So these teams come over here to garner fans because they know this is where the market is at. If you get 1 million Americans to give you $100 for your jersey, your home jersey, let's just multiply 1 million times 100. That's 100 million. That if you do that every season, you make an extra 100 million. If you get 500,000 Americans, you get 50 million. You know what I mean? If Bayern jerseys cost $100, which they do for me, and I spend $100 on one jersey, which I have, I've just given Bayern Munich $100, and if a million other Americans do that, which is possible because there's millions, then that's why they come over here. That's why this Espanol from La Liga have League of China, and now there's a stadium filled with Chinese fans. I don't know what that means. Leipzig are a different story. They should never have been in the Bundesliga. No, I respect what Leipzig are doing. I don't care what some people are going to call me stupid, but it's not a coincidence that they became as good as they did. Did they have the money City did? Did they spend the big money? No. Leipzig just did it with brilliant business. Even Kimmich. We got Kimmich from Leipzig system. Somehow they figured out that Kimmich was going to be this world-beating player way before we, you know what I mean? They're better than Dortmund at doing business. Their recruitment is on top, and the way they move players from Salzburg, they have different. I mean, RB, Red Bull, they have a very brilliant business strategy to take over football, and I think it's working. And they're not just doing it with millions because they just bend. I respect it. I don't care. I don't care. I actually respect RB Leipzig. Leipzig are going to be one of the best teams in the world, and they wouldn't have done it with money, because they got 100 million to kickstart themselves. They have a stadium, Red Bull Arena, which Red Bull built, and they have a sponsor, Red Bull, and it's just Rasenball Sport. Stupid. Come on, they got that Red Bull money. They did, but if you look at their spending and their signings, it's never. Their highest percentage signing or record signing is Dani Olmo for 40 million. That's not a coincidence, man. They didn't spend the money. Dortmund spent way more money than we spent way more money last summer alone than Leipzig have ever spent in their entire thing, right? Their transfer record, actually, my bad, is $28 million, and they're worth 600 million, right? Of course. They did. How is Gulacci already 30? Oh, he turned 30 recently. They spent money, but it's very smart how they did it. They did it so well. I mean, if you look at their team, look, Tim Schreiber from Leipzig. He's their next goalkeeper in line. You're gonna see, man. They're just constantly getting talent in, and they got this 19-year-old from. Where did he come from? They got this 19-year-old from Leipzig, from their youth academy recently, Jacko. Yeah, they just have They have this new 19-year-old, Malik Tella. I can't be bothered to say all that. From their academy, he's probably going to be a world beater. I'm telling you, Leipzig know what they're doing. Michele, right back. He's brilliant. Oh God, man, Leipzig are gonna do it. They're smart, but they still broke 50 plus 1. They use their money wisely, and I don't mind it. I don't mind what Leipzig have done. Do you think we should get Ozan Kabak from Schalke? He's a rock. I know. I was looking more of Demiral from, or Soyuncu. Soyuncu's good, and I would love to have him, but I'm looking at Upamecano because he's proven. And he's been playing well, superbly. One of the best defenders in this league. And for me, he's what we need. I don't think we need Kabak because we could have signed him, but we didn't for 15 million. Why do we do this to ourselves? But I don't know. Maybe he got an injury as well. So I don't know if we should be getting injured. But Soyuncu has been brilliant. Watching the guy, I really highly respect and rate him. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's amazing. So, I mean, Leipzig they are so smart the way they do business. Man City bought Angelino, they loaned him, and now he's brilliant for them. Dani Olmo, their record signing fee, they bought him for 22 million. Oh my goodness. They bought Mario Wolf from Dortmund, didn't they? Or from Salzburg, or Hannes Wolf, and he's Adamalo Lookman. He wasn't even getting a look in. Everton, they bought him for 20 million. So cheap. And Patrick Schick, who they're gonna buy for maybe 15 million or something. Not being looked at by Roma. But he's, oh my God, I respect it. And then look at their departures. They sold Naby Keita, their club record sell-on, for 70 million to 88 million to Liverpool actually. They sold Matthews Cunha for 20 million. Dema for 14 million. He was like, oh my goodness, man. Don't tell me about Leipzig. Don't tell me how smart they are doing business. Oh geez, they are brilliant. And I respect it. Bought in Kunku, who wasn't being looked at PSG for 15 million. Just so smart. Juve won't let go, Demerol. They got Konate for free. This is crazy business. Yeah, how did no one else get Konate for free? Look at Werner. Werner as well. I respect business. I consider myself an entrepreneurial, aspiring guy, you know, and I consider myself that. How much they get Werner for actually? Let me check this. Timo Werner. Brilliant player, and I think he's from their youth and from their system. Yeah, I think he is. Let's check. But we're coming towards the end of the stream. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. It was a very fun stream. It wasn't a transfer talk, right? It wasn't, but it was fun for me to just make this. Werner's been top scorer of what? Confederations Cup with Germany. He's won a trophy, one trophy. I mean, you have to think about it. Werner may want to win a trophy. And Leipzig might not be the place for him to do that. But they bought him for 15 million in 2016 from Stuttgart. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kimmich came from Stuttgart. Oh, my goodness. Konate. Why did they get Konate for free? Upamecano as well. Michele, who's a brilliant right back. I don't think a lot of you know who Michele is. He's brilliant right back, though. My goodness, but yeah, Werner is from Stuttgart. Exactly, crazy. All right, thank you everyone so much for watching the stream, though. Let me shout out the channel. Look, I just need your help. Share the content out if you can. You know, we're trying to reach 350 subscribers by the end of the day, so we can then move on to a new goal. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. The 500 subscriber giveaway is definitely still gonna happen. And I'm hoping it's next week or 10 weeks. I don't know. Maybe is it too much for me to say maybe we'll reach that by the end of next week? Because we've been growing so quickly and I want to keep it going. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia-san Mia and peace. Attendance is low today. 7 only. Well, I mean, that's not low for me. I'm absolutely, I mean, it's not a transfer story. This won't get as much attention as a transfer story, and I'm not sad about that. But if you look at the channel, I've sat here and no one's watched, and I've had to open a new tab. I'm just grateful to have 7 people watching, if that's the case. I've had to open a new tab, watch myself, or not watch myself, but just so it could show one viewer there, so way back, just so I could feel like someone was watching. So I could care less. If I appreciate every single person that's watching. 1 dislike too. Yeah, I mean, I'm focusing on 14 likes, but 1 dislike I'm gonna focus on.